I think the most Middle thing about me, first of all, that I'm still working on my time management. The next thing is, yeah, I guess that I'm like, I always think we can make it work. You know what I mean? Everyone can be convinced. My mom raised me on that. She's always like, for every no you'll get, you'll find someone who says yes. There's like this Middle Eastern like savviness, like you're street smart, right? If the rules are blocking you, you'll go around them and you'll just make it work. You know, if the door is locked, you'll break the window.
Where are you from?
I'm from everywhere and nowhere. I'm Egyptian, I guess American, I'm from Cleveland, I'm not from Cleveland, I'm from Miami, I'm not from Miami, I'm from New York, I'm not from New York. I'm from all these places and not from there. I come from God. That's where I'm from. That's where I feel my home is, and I feel so long as I maintain that connection, then I can find a sense of home. You feel othered as someone who is Middle Eastern. In this moment we're living, you really feel unspoken dehumanization because of what's happening in the world and because of just this news cycle that keeps reminding us of this dehumanization of people that come from the same region, have names that sound like ours, speak the same language as us. Our lives are not as valuable, you know, and our stories are not kind of encouraged to be told by us on our own terms. Making my film was such an important kind of reclamation of like my identity in a way. I never set out to make a film about like a female suicide bomber or a woman who was falsely called one.
What do you feel like the movie allowed you to work through in terms of your identity?
I was a very wounded person before this film. I felt so unsafe in my body. I did not trust my voice at all. I played very small. You know, that fight or flight got a little bit more grounded through making the film, and I came into my voice and I was able to heal from a lot of those things. And it's funny because those symptoms were the same like ailments that the main character in the film, Hasna, had. But she didn't feel comfortable in her body, she felt very unsafe, she felt torn between cultures, and like she wasn't able to heal those things, and they ultimately like led to her death. When I was working on this film, I was like, you know, telling a story about a woman who's Middle Eastern, living in France. I mean, she's French, but with Moroccan roots, right? And you know, how like, you know, she would like straighten her hair to fit in and all these things. Those are things I would do, right? These are heatless curls, by the way. I have not straightened my hair, thank you very much. I was like, I'm not gonna straighten my hair anymore because I feel like such a fraud. Like, who am I to be making a film about like what broke her was that she couldn't accept or embrace who she really was because she was trying to fit in, while I'm doing the same shit. I'm straightening my hair, I'm like, you know, code switching, I'm trying to fit in. Why? Like, I need to really integrate fully and like accept my background and who I am. And since I was a kid, like, I remember like all these incidents where people, whether I was bullied, my mom took me for my first haircut and I had this like little afro and I looked like Michael Jackson when he was from part of the Jackson 5, and that became my new nickname at school. Everyone was like, she's Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? And like, I was the only Middle Eastern kid, I was the only Muslim kid. I didn't have anyone to really kind of relate to, you know, and so I felt very alone and I felt very ugly. I think this work, like filmmaking, especially if it's about something real and deep, it is a world of miracles. I really believe that.
Yeah, and stories can change hearts.
And heal hearts.
Yeah.
And people can die from a broken heart. That's the truth of it. So like, that's why art is so like necessary, because like we're all walking around here pretending we're fine, but there's these cracks in our hearts. To be seen, for things not to be held in secret, but to be like able to like connect and feel less alone and like you discuss it, that's like when you start to heal. Hold on to who you are. Because if you try to water it down to appease someone else, they are judging you as that no matter what. Why would I disown who I am to try to get someone to like me? Why don't I just stand firmly in who I am, knowing that like, oh my God, I am so lucky to come from this culture. It's like the biggest gift.
Was there a specific moment where you felt truly empowered in your identity and the gift that it is?
I have this image of me and my team at Venice, you know, when we were premiering it, and being like, wow, I'm so thankful, God. Like, this was such a hard road. It really broke me down. I gave everything.